Okay, so if you're watching this video, you've made it out of the HVAC fundamental section alive, so congratulations, and let me be the first to welcome you to the RCx-Specific part of our curriculum. If you're watching these videos as part of the RCx practicum and haven't went through the HVAC fundamentals sections first, here's a link to the beginning of those videos and exercises. Or, better yet, use the link in the comments section to complete the online HVAC pre-assessment, and we'll help you determine which HVAC concepts you may want to focus on before coming out to the practicum. Either way, as we get into thinking more on retrocommissioning and recommissioning concepts, we'll try to include links back to some of the HVAC modules you may need to better reinforce the discussion. So keep on the lookout for those. So we call HVAC fundamentals the first and most expansive skill needed to get involved with RCX. In these video series, we're going to move on to other skills more directly related to RCX work. We'll focus a lot on RCX scoping and data analysis, but we're going to first start with a brief overview on benchmarking. So what do we mean by benchmarking? Well, for our purposes, we're using basic utility bill analysis to benchmark facility performance as the first preliminary step you take before going on site to conduct an RCX assessment. The idea is, if you can get some general idea for how the building's EUI, or energy use intensity, stacks up against some peer group of similar building types in similar climate zones, you can make your assessment more targeted with reasonable savings expectations and some early speculation on energy drivers. There are a number of tools and databases that can help us do this. We'll look at a quick example of Department of Energy's Building Performance Database. There's also similar sites like Portfolio Manager and Energy IQ. And there's more we'll say later on about utility analysis, especially where interval data is available. But we really want to get into the RCX scoping section, where David Sellers is going to take us through his virtual plants and really start connecting the dots between the HVAC fundamentals and finding opportunities for improvement in the field. We'll briefly introduce David Sellers in the next video, who will be our lead technical instructor at the RCX practicum, and who has developed some material to help get us ready. If you're not familiar with David or his company Facility Dynamics Engineering, here's a link to hear his story about working in this industry, the technical classes he teaches, and why RCX is important. David has 30+ years experience in this field, and what we're hoping to do is capture some of that field perspective as part of this RCX program. Here's a link to see what it's like to walk through a mechanical room with David, and use the links in the comments section to visit his website and blog, which we'll reference throughout the curriculum, and I'll have a number of resources that'll help us out. But something new that we're trying this year is the use of 3D SketchUp models to create a virtual field environment where David and us can ask you questions and lead you through his thoughts on what you're seeing. Now, for the best experience, we recommend getting a copy of the free version of SketchUp so you can explore the models yourself. They're incredibly detailed and simulate some of the problems and opportunities that you may see in the field. But if you're unable to, no worries. We've included virtual tours through some of these models so you can still get that experience. If you want the models, let us know and use this link to get a summary of how to move around in SketchUp from David. So check out these first benchmarking and scoping videos and exercises, and then we will continue on with some material on trending, testing, data analysis, and calculations.